Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Daisy Fox here with Daisy Fox Tarot, and we have another pick a card reading for you guys today. This reading is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you're seeing this, whether it's the day I post it, weeks after I post it, months after I post it, years, doesn't matter. This is a timeless reading looking into what advice you need to hear right now for your current situation. So here we have 4 piles for you guys to choose from. The first pile that we have is this Lord of the Rings tarot deck pile, and that is with this palm agate. The second pile, pile number 2, is going to be this pile right here with the totally unofficial Adventure Time tarot deck and this small green adventuring heart. And then pile number 3 is going to be the Phantom Wise tarot with this green malachite. And then pile number 4 is going to be this one right here with the Modern Witch tarot and this amethyst. So pause the video if you need to, take some time, feel it out, whichever pile that you're feeling, and we will get right into the video to find out what advice you need to hear for your current situation. Bye, you guys. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose this beautiful palm agate stone over here, as well as the Lord of the Rings tarot deck. And we are going to take a look and see what advice you need to hear right now about for your current situation. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start with this deck that you've chosen. We'll also pull a couple of oracle cards. We've got a couple of other tarot decks that we're gonna use to get some clarifiers if we feel like that's something that we need. But yeah, so we're just gonna dive right into this and find out what advice your guides have for you about the current situation at hand. So let's pull a couple of cards first, just kind of detailing the situation, what that might be for you. I'm feeling this one right here. And then let's get one more. So we'll do 3. And then we'll do a few more for what your advice is for this current situation. Oh, okay, that one wants to come out too. All right, let's take a look and see. So the situation at hand, we have 3 of Swords, we have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Emperor. Okay. Advice. We've got the 5 of Cups. We've got the King of Swords. And we have the 10 of Cups. All right. Okay. Pile number 1, what I am seeing for you as far as the situation that's going on, that your guides want to give you some advice on. It looks like this is a situation where you have been working hard towards something, a creative idea. You've got a great idea here, and you have really wanted to go for it. You have really felt like it is the right time for this. You've really been putting a lot of energy into this, and not just mental energy, not just thinking about it a lot or anything like that. I'm also seeing a lot of emotional energy here as well with the 3 of Swords. I'm seeing here with the Emperor as well. It looks like what we have going on here, this situation for you is a situation where I see that there is someone coming in, possibly an authority figure here, who is kind of undermining you. That might be something that you're going through here, is kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that there's someone here who's kind of undermining you a bit. You have this creative idea. You're really ready to move it forward and to go with it. But you're feeling a little bit brokenhearted, maybe even a little bit betrayed by this authority figure here who has come in, and they've either told you this idea is no good, perhaps they've even kind of taken some credit for your idea, possibly like you're really the one spearheading this, but you've got this other energy here that's kind of come in. And I don't know, something that I'm seeing right off the bat, I'm seeing this character, they have their hand up here. I don't know if you can see that. They have their hand up kind of in like this stop, kind of stopping you. And maybe that's kind of what this is you've really wanted to run with whatever this creative idea is, something that I do see that you're very invested in. Maybe not necessarily financially, I mean, possibly financially, but also you're very invested in it emotionally. I kind of get that this is the vibe of like, this is like your creative child or something. This is kind of like your brainchild. This is something that you've really been working on, kind of your baby, so to speak. And I see here that you've got this some figure, and I mean, typically with the Emperor, I'm kind of feeling like this is an actual person in your life, but it could be a situation, because that's very specific, and this is a general reading. So it could be a situation that's really kind of stopping you in your tracks, and it's left you a little bit brokenhearted. It's left you feeling a little bit down and disappointed, is something that I'm seeing here with this situation. Now, the advice that I'm seeing for you right off the bat, to be quite honest with you, pile number one, I am seeing that it is going to be in your best interest to kind of take charge of this situation, possibly take charge of your mind in this situation, your thoughts. With the Five of Cups, generally it speaks about, generally it's a figure, they've got 5 cups in front of them, 3 are knocked over and have spilled, 2 of them are still upright. So the I guess the phrase that I always think of when I see the 5 of Cups is kind of crying over spilled milk to a certain extent. And not that it's not appropriate to grieve, or to, grieve the loss of something, or to feel like a victim to sometimes. That's totally fine at times. But what I'm seeing here is you're really being called to move past this victim mindset, where you feel like you're kind of a victim of whatever this energy is here that's kind of halting you in your tracks, kind of stopping you, maybe even kind of steamrolling you, possibly, for whatever this is that you're working on. They're kind of I don't know, I just feel like there's someone else kind of swooping in and taking over whatever this is, and not really with your consent, not really because you want the help, or maybe you asked for some help and now this person is coming in and they're just kind of taking over the whole thing, and you're like, whoa, that is not that. Listen, I just needed you to answer a question. I didn't need you to come in here and just knock it all down, or just kind of commandeer the whole thing and just kind of take it over. And it's really left you a bit down in the dumps, I guess you could say. You're just really feeling down on yourself, on your abilities. You're really feeling down just about the whole situation. And I see that it's kind of consuming you, pile number one. You're being kind of consumed with this grief. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with grieving, but there comes a point in time where we have to move out of a victim mindset and begin to take charge of our thoughts, our self-concept, possibly. I feel like that's something that the King of Swords talks a lot about. The King of Swords is about having control over your mind, really wielding your mind to work to your advantage. And that's kind of the thing about the mind, is it can be like our greatest asset or our worst enemy at times. And I feel like lately your mind has kind of been your worst enemy while you've been going through this situation. it's really not, I feel like you've had lots of self-defeating thoughts. You've just really been beating yourself up about this. Maybe this was kind of a situation where you thought you could trust this person to have your best interest in mind, or this situation, this entity, whatever this is in your specific situation. I feel like you really thought that you could trust them to have your best interest at heart, and they just didn't. And they kind of let you down, and you're just really disappointed in this whole situation. Like I said, not just in them, but in yourself a bit as well. And so I'm seeing with the King of Swords, the advice here for you is going to be to, yes, allow yourself time to grieve. I mean, allow yourself time to kind of feel like a victim, because you were a bit of a victim for sure. Someone did do something to victimize you and put you in that position. However, we cannot just set up camp there and just live in that victimhood, in that space. There comes a point in time where we have to really take control of our minds, take control of our thoughts, and go, okay, what now? Let's move on from here. What now? Even if that what now is, okay, anytime that thought comes up where, I'm so dumb for, this is just an example, but like I'm so dumb for trusting that person, for thinking that they had my best interest. I should have never told them about this thing that I was working on. I should have never brought that to them. I should have just kept it to myself. Maybe the idea was probably dumb anyways. Like, these are the things that you're telling yourself. The idea was stupid anyways. I shouldn't have even been doing that. I am so dumb. Just these really just beating yourself up. I feel like you're probably a person who is super, super hard on yourself. Pile number one. And you have just, and it's not because you don't love yourself. It's not because you don't value yourself, but it's because you hold yourself to a higher standard. I feel like that's where you're coming from with this. You hold yourself to a higher standard than you feel like most other people do. And while that may be true, that can also cause a lot of issues when we start creeping into the realm of perfectionism and not allowing ourselves to just be human. So what I'm seeing here is it is time to get control of your thoughts. It is time to use your mind to your advantage. Possibly this, for you, this might look like looking into developing a better self-concept. This might be looking into I don't know, maybe affirmations. This might be that's really what I'm saying. It's something like that, where we're looking at possibly, manifestation, self-concept, affirmations. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. You've got to get your head above the clouds and use your mind to your advantage, and flip that script and go, you know what? This idea that I had was amazing, and it was so amazing that this person probably, whatever this was, felt threatened by my great idea, or they felt like that was an idea that they should have had. And because a lot of the times when we have people bring us down, and not just because I feel like in this situation someone really just knocked you down with this. They really tried to take you down a peg. That says more about them than it does about you, pile number one. And that is something that we really have to keep in mind whenever we deal with people who are kind of like that, because inevitably we can set all the boundaries in the world, but inevitably we are going to run into people who are just really miserable, and they just want to make everybody else miserable too, because they can't stand someone doing their thing, being happy, maybe having some brilliant ideas. They just can't handle it, and they want to knock you down a peg. And it does cause a bit of heartbreak when this happens. There's no doubt about that. But we have to get control of our mind, and we cannot let our thoughts or our own mind be our own worst enemy. We have to utilize that to the best of our ability. And what I am seeing here is that is the advice that you are being given here. Now, we also have with this on the other side, because I'm kind of seeing this as this is kind of where you're at right now, and you're being told, hey, by your guides, hey, I see that this is what you're going through. I see that you are upset over this situation, but you still have 2 other cups remaining. There's still there's still hope. Don't let this just totally take you out. You know, get a hold of your mind. And then on the other side of this, once you embody this King of Swords energy, where your mind isn't your worst enemy, you've gotten control of your thoughts. Anytime a defeating thought comes up, a self-defeating thought comes up, you're like, no, like, yes, that's how I'm feeling, but no, I am not going to internalize that. Like, no, you know what, my idea wasn't stupid. No, you know what, I didn't deserve that. I am intelligent, I have great ideas, and I can go after anything that I want. I can make everything happen for myself. There's just, it's time to flip the script and no longer allow ourselves to dwell in that place of victimhood. And I see that when you come out on the other side of that, once you do take charge of your mind and you don't let it defeat you, you're going to come out just in this amazing situation here with this 10 of Cups. It's going to be wonderful. 10 of Cups generally has a rainbow on it. You've got all these happy people, happy family. The 10 of Cups is about total fulfillment. It can also be about community as well. So you might find on the other side of this, you might find a community that is really supportive of you and whatever this idea is, or whatever this endeavor is for you, whether this, like I said, whether this be just kind of something, I don't know, if you're creative and this is something you're just kind of working on. I do kind of get that that's the vibe, but this could be your career. This could be a lot of different things. But I see that your mind is getting the best of you and it's time to take control. And when you do, you will just experience a much better situation. You just have everything, all of your needs provided. It's really about total fulfillment. And I really do think that that is something that you are going to encounter, pile number 1, on the other side of this, if you take your guide's advice here, which is to harness your mind in order to make things work for you and to no longer dwell in this place of victimhood. Don't set up camp here. It's totally fine to grieve and to feel sorry for ourselves, because sometimes it just feels good to feel sorry for ourselves after we've been through something, but there does come a point in time where we have to go, okay, it's time to pick up ourselves up, pack up camp, and let's move to the next thing. Let's keep going. Let's not let this defeat us. So that is something that I'm seeing here. And like I said, you're going to experience total bliss, fulfillment, once you get to the other side of this and you allow your mind to work for you rather than against you. So let's get a final card for you, pile number 1. We're going to be getting a card from the Wild Whiskers Oracle deck. I don't really feel like we need any clarifiers for you, because to be quite honest, this is like a really clear reading. I know it's so much easier said than done, but it's time to harness your mind. It's time to not let those thoughts get a hold of you, get ahead of you, best you, so to speak. It's really time to take control of those thoughts and don't let them get the best of you by any means, pile number 1. So let's get that card for you. Final message from the Wild Whiskers, this Oracle deck, these little spirit cards, spirit animal cards. I'm kind of feeling 2 for you, so we're going to do that. We're going to start with this one here. And we have Graceful Giraffe. And that says, let's look at that real fast. It says, growth, foresight, and vision, heavenward bound pillar, heighten my awareness and intuition. And then we have Earnest Elephant with the keywords gentleness, temperance, and goodwill. And it says, pillar of patience and kindness, bless my heart with your gentle nature. Okay. So something I'm seeing here for you right off the bat with this elephant, being gentle. You need to be gentle with yourself. It's okay. You don't have to be so hard on yourself, pile number 1. I feel like that is something that your guides really, really, really want you to know. They know you're heartbroken. They know you're disappointed. And they know that you've been really beating yourself up about this situation. But they want you to know to be gentle with yourself, okay? Be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself, because this is not the end for you by any means. Don't let this get the better of you. Don't beat yourself up. You're so hard on yourself, pile number one. That is just like, I feel that just like deep in my bones doing this reading. You are so hard on yourself, pile number one. Cut yourself some slack and be kind to yourself, okay? You have been through it, and I am really, really sorry that you have. And your guides are really, really sorry that you have too. They see that. If you've been sitting here wondering, you know, does anybody out there even care? Does anybody out there even see how much I'm hurting with this? I feel like I'm just doing this alone, or, you know, whatever. They want you to know that they see it and they feel for you, and they want you to be gentle with yourself, because you deserve to be gentle with yourself. That's what you truly deserve, is gentleness and kindness towards yourself. And then with a graceful giraffe, we have growth, foresight, and vision. I really feel like this is talking about, especially the colors are really jumping out at me with this and our King of Swords here. I'm really seeing that this is just kind of a callback to harnessing your mind and using your intuition to determine the best way for you to move forward and the best way for you to rid yourself of these self-defeating thoughts and thought patterns that you've been engaging in, possibly unconsciously. It may be that you're not even realizing it, you know. So this is really calling you to use your intuition and in your awareness. It's time to be aware of your thoughts, you know. It's time to be the observer and not become your thoughts, because you aren't your thoughts. You are the observer. You're able to observe those thoughts, and it's time to do that. Whenever some sort of self-defeating negative thought comes up, I'm so dumb. I don't know why I did all this, you know, for this outcome to just happen. Stop that. Just stop your mind right there and go, hey, no, I'm not dumb for that. There's no way I could have known. Or even if you got signs and you could have known, still, I'm not dumb for doing that. I'm not dumb for trusting people. I'm not dumb for hoping others would have my best interest at heart. I'm not dumb for that. You know, that's a great quality to have. It's a great quality to allow yourself to be vulnerable even after being hurt. And I see that here you're being asked to have some awareness of your thoughts overall, and use those. If you're not familiar with the law of assumption, manifestation, I highly recommend looking into those. There's some really, really great people here on YouTube that have some really awesome teachings on that. Quasi is one of them. I really love his videos. Neya, Neya, I think is how she spells it, maybe Neyaah. She is also an amazing teacher on manifestation and law of assumption, law of attraction. I would look into those, pile number one, because I really feel like once you do and you really start to practice some of the things that they're talking about with controlling your mind and getting in control of how you see yourself, how you identify, who your identity is and where those patterns come from, where those beliefs come from, and really start digging deep down, you're going to, like, this whole situation, maybe not the situation in of itself is going to totally turn around, but your life will totally turn around. You will be experiencing total fulfillment, happiness. You are going to get everything that you ask for and then some. That's the amazing thing with these teachings and with getting control of our mind. But anyway, pile number one, this is what I'm seeing for you. This is the advice that your guides have for you right now at this time. Thank you so much for watching. I thank your guides for coming through and giving you this message. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel so much. And I will see you all in your next pick a card reading. Bye, pile number 1. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You have picked the totally unofficial Adventure Time Tarot deck along with this green adventuring heart here, and we are going to be taking a look to see what advice you need to hear right now for your current situation. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull a few cards first to kind of see what the situation is that your guides have advice for you over. And then we're going to pull a few more cards and we're going to look at what their advice is for you. I also have a couple of other tarot decks here with me to give us some extra clarification if we do feel like we need that. And we'll be pulling a card from the Wild Whiskers Oracle deck, kind of as a final message for you to tie everything together. But anyways, let's get to your reading, pile number 2. So we are going to get a few cards here that kind of tell us what this situation is, and then we are going to get a few more cards. Oh, this is a very active deck. I was shuffling this deck initially with you guys in mind. I was like, okay, this is going to be for pile number 2, and this deck was so active, like just jumping out everywhere. I was like, okay, so your guides have a lot. They have a message for you here today. So first we have the King of Swords, then we have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have Justice. And this is the current situation that they have some advice for you on. These are a bit slippery on my table. I just cleaned it. Okay, and then for our advice for you, let's make sure you can fit everything on here. We have the 10 of Swords, we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Lovers. Okay. I've got a little streak of perfectionism, and sometimes this deck drives me crazy because it likes to move everywhere. All right, here we go. Pile number 2. What I'm seeing for you here is I'm seeing that the winds of change have been are coming in your life. There's been some change going on for you. You're kind of reaching a bit of a new era in your life lately here with this Wheel of Fortune. And I see that your situation here, you're concerned about how this is going to turn out. There's something new on the horizon for you. I think it's something that I believe that it's something that you know about. You're just kind of waiting for it to happen a bit. And you've really been kind of wondering how this is going to turn out for you a bit. Is this going to be, justice served? Every time I'm looking at this Justice card here, and something that I keep hearing is you're wondering if justice will be served, I think, is something that's going on here. Perhaps someone kind of came in and wronged you. The Wheel of Fortune generally talks about new cycles in our life. Sometimes it talks about karma as well. And seeing it paired here with the Justice card really makes me think that you have been wondering a bit whether this situation is going to end up being fair for you. I feel like you're worried about fairness here. With the King of Swords, now with this, I feel like this isn't necessarily you. I feel like this is someone else. Someone else has started something. It started something in your life, and I'm not quite sure what that is. We can pull some clarifiers here in a minute. But there's a new chapter on the horizon, and you're very concerned about whether, I kind of feel like whether this person is going to get theirs. Almost, that's something that I keep hearing, and I'm just going to say that, and that may not be something for everyone. That's very specific. So you may be wondering if if this situation is going to turn out fairly for you, or you may be wondering if whatever the situation is, if the opposing party is going to get what they deserve, whether that be positive or negative for them. With this King of Swords here, I do feel, maybe I do kind of feel like this is either someone has initiated this. This is someone who has initiated this new chapter. Okay. Now, this someone may be somebody else, but it may also be you. It may also be you kind of taking charge of a situation, maybe kind of taking charge mentally of a situation, because something that happens often is whatever's going on in our heads, it gets reflected into the physical world that we see around us. And so it's quite possible that you yourself have kind of manifested this, so to speak, whatever this new horizon is. I don't feel like this is a negative thing necessarily, but I do feel like you're kind of concerned as to whether or not the opposing party, I just feel like there's an opposing party here, whether or not they are going to get what they're due, I guess. Is kind of what I'm seeing with that here. Before I say more, let's get a couple of clarifiers for you first. Let's see, 2 more cards, I feel like, for this right here. From the tarot deck. There they are, right there. Let's bump these guys up a little bit, utilize our space. Okay, 3 of coins, 8 of wands. Yeah. All right. What I am kind of seeing here, pile number 2. Okay. This situation, you've been working with someone else. This is a party that you have been working with. Now, this may not necessarily be working with as in like a career, as in at a job, but you have been working with this person to build something of material value, okay? This could be a partner, this could be a lot of different people, okay? This is a general reading. So it's going to be different for each individual situation, but the energy still stands. The energy is still essentially the same for all of you here who have been intuitively drawn to this pile. This is somebody that you have been working with to create something. You've been working together, and I feel like there's been some conflict here with this a little bit. I feel like, I don't know. I know that the cards may not necessarily be showing that, but that is just really, really what I'm feeling here, is there was some sort of conflict, some sort of issue working with this other party to like working towards this common goal here. And I feel like you've been wondering, like it's kind of started a new chapter in your life here a little bit. Let's see here. Okay. Wow, 8 of coins. Yeah, you've been working hard at something with this person. 7 of blades, 7 of swords, 8 of swords. Okay, yeah. So something that I'm seeing here with this, we're just going to kind of throw these over here to a certain extent because it just kind of tells me a bit more about this situation for you. I'm trying to make it, hashtag aesthetic, but whatever. It do be like that sometimes. So, okay, you guys have been working hard at something together, and I see that that's what's going on here. You guys have been trying to master something. You guys have been trying to create something here, work towards a common goal together, and I feel like they've been doing maybe some tricky shit. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of what this is. I just felt like it needed to be placed on this King of Swords here. Maybe somebody's been playing some mind games with you here while you've been doing all of this. Pile number 2. I know that that sounds a bit scandalous, and typically I don't really see, like, I don't really gravitate towards immediately gravitate towards like scandalous themes here in my readings, just because I don't. But I'm just gonna tell you like it is. I do kind of see that here. You've been kind of scandalized. They've maybe been a little bit tricky, maybe not been very trustworthy. I don't feel like this is in a relationship, so unless this like fits the bill for a relationship, I don't feel like this is the case. I feel like this might be a business partner, this might be a coworker, this might be a friend. I feel like it's something to that extent. And if it's a partner, we're not talking about being tricky or kind of deceitful in a like there's a third party type of situation. I don't see that energy here. I'm really just seeing I'm really just seeing you someone kind of went behind your back and did some shady shit a little bit, and you feel kind of trapped in this partnership is kind of what I'm seeing here with the 8 of Swords here, 8 of Blades. And out of this situation, it's left you feeling kind of trapped. You've been feeling kind of trapped in this situation here. Perhaps this didn't quite work out like you thought. Maybe this was someone you thought you could work well with, you could create something with, and it turns out, maybe it's just not a good fit. Maybe their heart wasn't in the right place. Maybe there could be a lot of other things. We're not really looking into what their motivation is. That's not really something that we're looking at here. We're just looking at the situation where you need some advice from your guides. And what I am seeing here is there's a new horizon coming. There's a new dawn coming, possibly some karmic justice being served on your behalf. And I do see that it is coming quickly. Okay. So if that is something that you're concerned about, if that is something that is keeping you up at night, you're like the dawn, this character here, which the Adventure Time Tarot is a little bit silly. It's a little out there. That's kind of why I love it. But dawn's rising and it's new dawn and you've got all these swords in your back and you're just sitting here worrying about it. You haven't slept all night. That's what I'm really getting is like sleepless nights, being very concerned about this, feeling a bit wronged, feeling like maybe someone kind of went, I don't know, kind of like they went out of their way to be a bit deceitful over a situation. And maybe this is something that isn't really maybe in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal, but this particular thing is really getting to you. Perhaps this is kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, in whatever the situation is for you. And you're like, wow, I could overlook this and this and this. I can deal with this and this. But you know what? This last thing, that's kind of it for me. So here's the thing. Justice is coming. Justice will be served. It will be coming quickly, okay? So it's not like you're gonna have to watch this person live their best life for 5 years and then all of a sudden it come like crashing down or something 5 years later after the fact. No, I don't see that. I see that this is coming pretty quickly, okay? With this situation. There's kind of a new dawn here. Is kind of something that I'm seeing, a new journey on the horizon, a new chapter opening up. Justice will be served, and it will be served quickly, and you will no longer feel trapped in this situation. But here's the thing. Here's your advice that I'm seeing right here is it's going to be important to number 1. You gotta not worry about whether or not they have what's coming to them. This is confirmation here from your guides. It's coming. You don't have to be the one to personally serve this up, okay? The universe is gonna do this. It's gonna take care of it, all right? But it's time to not worry about it anymore, okay? I know that's easier said than done, but I do see that it's time to not worry about it anymore. And it's time to make a choice. It's time to kind of be a bit bold. It's time to, like, I almost see a vision of you like removing these swords from your back and then wielding them, and being bold and being brave. And perhaps this is really making a choice to be that way. Maybe it's time to make a choice to not let this keep you up at night. Make a choice to be a bit daring here. You can see this little guy. He is really, really going for it. Lots of determination. And I kind of see that that's what you're being told to do. Be courageous here. Don't be afraid to benefit from this other party's downfall, I guess you could say. I'm not really necessarily saying a downfall. I'm just kind of seeing that, you know, the energy that you put out, you get back, you know? And that's kind of what I'm seeing here with this. And you're being told to not be afraid to use that energy to your advantage. Now, I'm not saying to go be shady, to go be, you know, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. That's not where we're coming from here. I am just simply saying that they're simply saying that it's time to be a bit courageous with this. And to make the choice to do that. So time to make a choice. Sorry, I got something fell in my eye and I had no choice but to go take my contact out. I had to make a choice, okay? And maybe it's symbolic for you or something. You've got to make a choice, possibly as to whether or not you want to rush back into the situation, possibly whether or not you want to continue working with this person. Let's see a little bit more about what this choice is that you're going to make, or what you're being called to make here, and kind of what the advice around this choice is. I do see that you're being called to really be bold and courageous and to not take this lying down, kind of something that I'm seeing here. Let's get a little bit of info about what this choice is for you. Oh, 4 cards. All right. 4 of Swords, 2 of Swords. Goodness, lots of Swords energy here for you. Let's see. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles here. Okay. It's not really aesthetic, but here we are. We're doing it. Okay. Okay. The choice that you have to make here, which 2 of Swords talks about making a choice when you can't see all of the options, when you can't see necessarily where these paths are going to lead. It's really about making that decision. The character typically in the 2 of Swords has a blindfold on, and they have the moon in the background and the ocean behind them, so they're really being called to use their intuition. You're being called here, your advice as far as making this choice is to use your intuition here with this. When you use your intuition, you will certainly find abundance in your situation. With the 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles here. I said that was 4. That's actually 9 of Swords. I think I said 4 when I pulled that out. I'm just seeing now that is actually 9 of Swords. So 9 of Swords talks about this is keeping you up at night. this is making you, this has been worrying you, this has been bothering you here, is what this is talking about. It's time to make a choice. This choice is going to have to do with whether you are going to allow this to continue to get the best of you, to get the best of your mind, to keep you up at night, or if you are going to or if you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to keep moving forward. You know what, I am going to make this situation work for me. And that's kind of what, that's something that I'm really feeling here, is that it is time to make a choice, and the choice that they're pushing you to make is choosing to no longer let this get the best of you. Don't let this keep you up at night anymore. Okay, pile number 2. Don't let this person, this situation bug you to that extent. And I know, like I said, that's so much easier said than done, but we have to make our minds our friends. You know, sometimes they can be our greatest asset or our worst enemy. I think I told pile 1 this too. Pile 1 is, it seems like everyone's kind of going through it, trying to kind of harness the mind in the best way possible and not let it get the best of them right now. And that's really what I'm seeing here too for you as well. I mean, your situation is obviously different, but the advice generally remains a bit the same, minus the fact that you are being asked to be bold and to take action. This is going to require some sort of action on your part, even if it's just mentally, even if it's just making some decisions, maybe making some hard decisions here. But if you move past this space of worry, you stop dwelling in this space of anxiety and worry and sleepless nights, and you go, you know what, I'm done with that. They're going to get theirs. It's going to come fast. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to worry about what's going to happen with them, what's going to happen with the situation. I have to keep going. And this might be a call to move forward on whatever this project is alone. Okay? This might be a call to move forward on this on your own, make the decisions on your own, and stop worrying about this other party and what's going to happen to them, what's going to happen with them, what are they doing, etc., etc. It's time to do this for yourself. You will experience, my candle just popped when I was about to say this, and it kind of came into my mind as I was about to say this. You will experience great things. You will experience fulfillment financially. You will have your needs met. You will experience luxury. Okay, pile number 2. I feel like this is gonna be a bit of a challenge. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's not going to be. It might be a bit of a challenge for you to do this, but you're being called to go ahead and go on this journey alone, possibly without this other party. This other party is going to be unavailable, I guess you could say, to help you out with this, whether it's because the universe has kind of made them unavailable with some extenuating circumstances that suddenly pop up in their life, or they themselves are going to make themselves unavailable. But I see here that you're being called to move past this place of worry and anxiety and really be bold, be courageous, and choose to do that. Okay, it's not going to be, you're going to have some motivation to do it. You're going to feel initially motivated. However, it is important to remember that willpower and discipline is what will get you through to the other side when motivation begins to fail. Okay, it's really about internal motivation, not external motivation. And like I said, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, it's willpower and discipline here is what I'm seeing. But I am seeing really fortuitous, can't speak today. Sorry guys, I'm a reader. You know those things where, those memes where they're like, you say the word wrong, and when you like are reading as a child ahead of your like grade level, and then you finally hear it said the correct way and you're like, oh my god, that's how you say that. I've been saying it in my mind wrong this whole time. That's where I'm at with that word for whatever reason. But anyways, it's gonna have a really, really positive outcome for you. Okay, pile number 2. You've just got to make the choice to be bold, to be courageous, to be brave, and to go ahead and keep doing it and keep moving forward, whatever this project is. I feel like you're going to be given the things that you need in order to succeed with this. Trust your intuition here is something that I'm really seeing here with this 2 of Swords. And there's going to be a good outcome. You've just got to move from this place of worry and anxiety. Okay. You know, it's dark. Something that I see is kind of seeing and feeling with this card is it's darkest before the dawn. Gosh, my candle is popping like crazy. It has not been doing that and usually doesn't. It's darkest before the dawn. Okay, you guys, I know you're going through it. I know this is hard. I'm over here laughing and being lighthearted about this, but I know it doesn't feel like that when you're in the middle of going through this. And I know that just picking yourself up and being bold and going for it is maybe not necessarily what you want to hear right now. It's obviously easier said than done, but I think it's a really, really important message that your guides have for you, is that you're not gonna just have this like sudden push or all of a sudden this sudden rush of energy to go out and do this. Like, I'm really seeing that it's going to be a choice. Like, you are going to have to choose to go do this. But once you go do it, once you get started, once you get a running start, okay, you're going to have some really great, amazing results from that. Okay, pile number 2. That is what I'm seeing for the advice here for you with this situation. You got to be bold, and you got to just say, you know what, I got to do it, and you've got to make yourself do it. Sometimes that's hard, but sometimes it's what we have to do in certain situations. Let's get a final message from the Wild Whiskers Oracle deck here for you, and kind of see if there's see what message your guides have for you with this situation here. That one wants to come out too. All right. Yep. You guys, really. All right. Brave Bat. I can't even make this up. Oh, you can't even see it. Brave Bat. All right. Brave Bat says, and I've got one contact out because my eyes being whack over here. Brave Bat says perception, change, flexibility. And the message is, Sacred Messenger of the Night, grant me courage to face the dark inside. You guys, oh my God, you can't even make these things up. Like gosh. Okay, so I feel like that pretty much speaks for itself. You got to be brave. I know it's hard. It's really, really hard when you've been through something really, really awful, and especially if someone's kind of betrayed your trust, especially if someone's kind of went out of the way to kind of mess with you or whatever. It can be really, really challenging. But you're really being called to be brave. And it's interesting right here too, talking about facing the dark inside and feeling like you're in darkness. That the 2 of Swords right here too, it just works. It's just beautiful message here for you about being bold and navigating through this dark time with courage and bravery and making the choice to show up and do that. Okay, and then the last card here, we have Delightful Deer. We have Enlightenment, Connection, and Divination. And it says, Mystical Companion of the Fairy Folk, bless me with your sharp sense of sight. Ugh. Also, come on, you guys, this reading is amazing. Okay. So with this one, this is really talking about I really feel like this is talking about what you are going to experience on the other side of this. I really feel like this ties in very, very well with these 10 of coins and Queen of coins energy over here. You're gonna be kind of fumbling around in the dark at first is something that I'm hearing, pile number 2. But the blindfold will come off. You will be able to see your options, and you will find yourself able to better see the situation and maybe kind of make some choices based on some outcomes that you can kind of intuit here with this talking about blessing me with your sharp sense of sight here. You will be able to see the outcome fairly soon, but initially when you take the first steps here, when you initially decide to be bold and maybe start going for this on your own without this other party involved, excuse me, once you get started with that, you will be granted a better vision, better sight of what's really going on, possibly, or of what those choices are going to lead to here, what those different options are going to lead to. You're not going to see it right now. Your guides are acknowledging that. They're telling you that. But they're asking you to be bold and to be brave. And I'm also seeing something that's really popping out at me too is flexibility here on this card as well. You're going to have to be a bit flexible with this situation. It's not working out how you hoped it would, and that can be really disappointing and kind of anxiety provoking, but that's okay. We have to be flexible sometimes. Sometimes things just don't work the way that we thought it would. But I see here, just overall, you've got to be bold. You will be gifted with this sharp sense of sight as you move forward and you move out of this energy of feeling anxious and stuck and worried. And you make the choice to go ahead and just power through it, be courageous, and you're going to have some really great outcomes on the other end of this, pile number 2. I wish you all the best, pile number 2. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I thank your guides for coming through in this reading to give you these messages here today. Please like, subscribe, comment. It helps the channel so much. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will be thinking about you as you go through this situation. Remember, be bold, be courageous, okay? You can do it, okay? I believe in you, all right, pile number 2. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Malachite as well as the Phantom Wise Tarot deck. And today we are going to be taking a look to see what advice your guides have for you at this time. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull a few cards to see kind of what the situation is that they want to give you advice over. And then we're going to pull a few more cards from this deck, seeing what that advice is that they have for you. I also have a few other tarot decks here that we can use to get some additional clarification, as well as an oracle deck that we're going to pull a card or two from at the very end to just kind of close out your reading and get a final message for you. So let's get started here and find out kind of what this situation is that they want to give you advice over. Pile number 3. Feeling that card, this one as well, and those two that one as well. We'll do all those. They just feel right. And then the advice for you, pile number 3, over this situation. Feeling those two and that one. Right. Let's see what this situation is. We have the 6 of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands, the Fool, Judgment. Ugh, I love the Judgment card in this deck. And the Five of Wands. Okay. Let's take a look at the advice cards that they have for you. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Okay, let's kind of utilize all of our space here. All right, so the situation that I'm seeing here is that there is a new journey that you have been itching to start here with this Eight of Wands energy. We've got the Six of Pentacles. I feel like you've been waiting for something. You've been waiting for some assistance, some help from a third party, possibly, or another party, I guess, here. And you're ready to start this new journey. You're ready to follow the rabbit. You're ready to go down the rabbit hole. But you really need some assistance with this from somebody, and you kind of need it fast, is what I'm seeing the situation as. You are needing help, and you're needing help fast if you are to continue going along this journey. And in this situation here, you're kind of having to weigh a couple of different options here. Perhaps rather someone is offering you assistance and you're wondering what their real motivation is too. That can also be the situation here for you. And actually that's kind of more so what I'm feeling here. You're wondering about somebody's intentions it's kind of what I'm seeing. You're worried about somebody's intentions. There's been a decent amount of conflict over this as well. And not necessarily internal conflict, but external conflict. Maybe you and this person don't see eye to eye. And even honestly, something I'm feeling is perhaps you're trying to go after the same goal. Perhaps you feel like they're trying to take something from you. I don't know. The energy here is very much a new journey, starting quickly, but there's some conflict there, possibly with someone who's offering help here, and you're wondering kind of their motivation. Why are they wanting to help me exactly? Like, is their heart in the right place? Is there something I'm not seeing? I do feel like it's causing a little bit of conflict for you here. It's not, I feel like you were wanting a helping hand. Like, I don't feel like that was necessarily incorrect, that you're asking, that you're kind of needing some assistance from someone in order to start this journey. But I feel like maybe now that you're actually getting the assistance and they were so eager to help you, you're wondering what their true motivation is. And it's possible that now that you've gotten this help, there's some conflict here with them. Maybe someone's sitting here saying, hey, I am the one who loaned you the money for that, so you could get started with that. And they feel like they should have more of a say in whatever this new journey is that you're starting. And you've really been wondering what their intentions are in this situation with this here, because it's causing a bit of conflict for you. And I don't feel like you are a confrontational person. I actually see here that we have one wand that is actually on the ground, and there's not someone there competing with these other people. And typically, in the Five of Wands, you have 5 people all waving their wands around at each other, fighting. I see that there's a wand here that's been dropped. I don't feel like you're a confrontational person, pile number 3, and I don't really feel like you want to be involved in any sort of conflict over this situation. You're really just wanting to start this new journey. You were hoping to get some support, I guess you could say, from this other party, and it came so fast. They were so eager, possibly, that, or everything just happened so fast, you know, they were just so willing to help out. You're over here kind of wondering what their true intentions are. And like I said, perhaps that's kind of created a little bit of conflict, but you're really not into that. You don't really want to have any sort of conflict with this person, with this other party here. So that's the kind of the situation that I am seeing here, you know, what's going on that they want to give you some advice about. The advice, first of all, take a bit of a mental rest here. I feel like something about this energy, it makes me feel like you've been doing mental gymnastics to try to figure out what their true intentions are. Maybe trying to kind of avoid conflict too, avoid confrontation possibly. And the first piece of advice I'm seeing is to like give your mind a rest. I think you might be overthinking it. Pile number 3. Because with the 3 of Pentacles, I'm seeing that you are with this new journey and with this person or this other party here. They're here to help you build something. They're here to work with you, not against you. It's time to lay down your sword, give your mind a rest. I think you might be overthinking this a bit. Pile number 3. This person is really here to expand your horizons. This other party here, they're here to expand your horizons. They're here to partner with you, okay? Not against you. But I feel like you've been so concerned about their intentions and kind of weighing that out here. Like we can kind of see this card, that you might kind of be the person that's kind of causing the conflict. Not intentionally, because I don't feel like it's intentional. And who knows? I mean, it could be that this person is kind of confrontational, and there are just people out there like that, and you kind of have to choose not to engage. And what I'm seeing here is, at the very least, don't worry. I don't know why this came into my head, but don't worry your pretty little mind about it, all right? Take a little bit of a mental break from this. I think you're overthinking it a little bit. I think you need to lay your sword down. Your guides are here telling you, they're here to put your mind at ease. Because this other party is here to help you expand your horizons. This situation in general is actually here to help you expand your horizons. And this person is here to partner with you, okay, to create something here for you. Let me see here. I want to get maybe a couple more clarifiers for this 3 of Pentacles. Kind of find out a little bit more about this right here. We're going to use just the same deck. Here we go. We'll use those. Okay. 10 of Swords. Yeah. All right. You've been worrying quite a bit about this. It's kind of keeping you up at night. You've been kind of worried about this. It's kind of been keeping you up at night. And I really see that it's kind of time to lay the swords down and rest, and don't let this, you've been just really concerned about the outcome of this. I think that you know what this is. This is something that you're working towards as you move on this new journey, and you know what this is, but I feel like your guides are really reiterating, hey, you're like really worrying a lot about this, and you don't really need to. Pile number 3. The other card that we have for you is the 2 of Cups, which talks a lot about partnership. Also talks quite a bit about making choices here as well. So this might be something, and it's really interesting, we are seeing this in every single pile during this reading. Everybody's minds are running 100 miles a minute. Everybody's overthinking a bit, or everybody's feeling a bit trapped in their heads. I think right now that it's probably just kind of the energy that we're going through right now. But I'm seeing here that you're overthinking it, and you're being advised to to it sounds kind of harsh, but it's really what I want to say. It's really what they want me to say is to chill a little bit, to just chill a little bit. This person chose you. They chose to help you. They wanted to help you. They want to help you expand your horizons. And also, I feel like this is kind of saying at the same time, you've got to choose to no longer be in this place. You've got to choose to no longer be in this place of anxiety and worry, is kind of what I'm seeing here. It's going to be a choice, okay? You're gonna have to say, you know what? I can't keep worrying about this. I can't keep thinking about this. I need to go for it. I need to take action. This is expanding my horizons. This is going to turn out great for me. It's time to kind of give it a rest. Give your mind a rest. You've really been overthinking it. Pile number 3. And it's time to make the choice to no longer overthink it and let our thoughts dictate how we're going to feel that day, and let these self-defeating thoughts and patterns get the best of you. I feel like you've really kind of been questioning this person's motives, and I feel like the advice here is to stop overthinking it. And you're gonna have to choose to stop overthinking it. Whenever you start having those thoughts, you're gonna have to slam on the brakes and go, hold up, wait a minute. I'm not gonna sit here and worry about this. I'm not gonna sit here and overthink this. I'm not saying to, not trust like your gut feelings or anything like that. That's not what I feel like is being said here. I feel like what's being said here is that you are overthinking it. I feel like you know that you might be overthinking it. You're sitting here going, is this all just in my head? Am I making this more than what it actually is? Pile number 3, the answer is yes. I think that you are making it more than what it is. I think that it's causing you a lot of unnecessary strife that you don't have to go through. Let your mind rest. Give yourself a bit of a break here with this. Because I do see that this person's intentions are good. They are in your best interest. They are here to help you build something, to help expand your horizons. And just like you have to choose, just like you chose them and asked them for help, and possibly they approached you too. That's also a possibility. Just like you guys chose each other in some way, shape, or form, you're also going to have to choose to not let your thoughts get the best of you here with this. Unless there's just some glaring red flag, I don't see anything saying that this person is not trustworthy or doesn't have your best interest at heart. I see that you're kind of overthinking it a bit. I think you're kind of maybe waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, okay, all this happened, this good thing happened, this person actually wanted to help me out. We're building this thing together. I do feel like new opportunities are opening up for me, but like, what's the catch? It's like you're waiting for the catch, pile number 3. And your guys are here to tell you, baby, there's no catch. This just is what it is. Someone just really wanted to be generous and to help you. And this kind of almost like a story you've kind of built up in your mind almost. I'm not sitting here trying to gaslight you by any means, pile number 3, but I do feel like this is just saying that you've kind of built this up in your head and you've kind of let your thoughts run away with this, just like take it and run. And now your anxiety is just like tenfold here as a result. And your advice is to allow your mind to rest and this is just giving you some peace of mind. That's like literally what this card is here in this situation in general, really, is to take a mental rest, take a mental break. And this is kind of peace of mind. So this is your peace of mind. This is your sign. This is your confirmation. If you are out there wondering, oh my God, send me a sign. Is this situation too good to be true? It's not. It's really not. This is a really great situation that you have here, kind of set up for you, that you've kind of set up yourself. You've gotten some help that you've needed, and you're really going places. Pile number 3. That's really what I'm seeing here for you. Give yourself a bit of a mental break here. I do feel like we need to pull just a couple of cards from another tarot deck, maybe some advice as to how best to I don't know how to kind of let your mind rest here with this. Let's just see if we've got a couple of cards here. There's 3 here that want to come out. Okay. Page of Wands or Page of Rods, 5 of Swords, and 6 of Wands or Rods in this deck. Okay. Page of Wands is telling me here that this opportunity is a really positive one. This is an opportunity for you to express your creativity. You're being urged to be enthusiastic about this. It's okay to be excited about it, because we were wanting to know how to kind of get ourselves out of this Ten of Swords energy and kind of allow our minds to rest, kind of put our minds at ease. You're being called to just enjoy this new journey. Enjoy this new journey. With the 5 of Swords, I do see here that, it'll be important to, there's going to be some opportunities that are going to come up, and you're going to be expected to be a bit thrifty with this. Maybe be mindful, don't get totally lost in this journey. Know that there will be some things that are going to come your way that you'll have to deal with, but in the end, 6 of Rods, you're going to celebrate yourself here for this. So when we're talking about what to do with this Swords energy, with this overthinking, have fun. Okay, allow yourself to have fun and to enjoy this journey. Allow yourself to just enjoy what's happening here for you. Don't overthink it. It's totally fine. It is going to take a little bit of finessing your thoughts. Okay, it's going to take, there's going to be opportunities come up for you to kind of go back into this energy here, and you're going to need to not do that. Okay, you're going to need to be kind of thrifty about it. You're going to need to catch those thoughts, as they start to pop up, and go, no, I'm not doing that. I'm having fun with this. I'm not going to overthink this. And you are being celebrated for that. Your guides, the people in your inner circle, the people who are important to you, those who are important to you in general and who love you and who care about you, are going to celebrate you here with this. And you should celebrate yourself and your efforts to move out of this Ten of Swords energy, because it's hard. It's hard to move past overthinking, particularly if we're always used to there being a catch or something like, okay, this is great. Now what's the catch? When you're used to that, it can be really hard to move away from that energy, but I'm seeing here that it's going to be really important to do that. And in the end, you'll be really, really glad that you did. Okay, pile number 3. Let's get a final oracle card here for you from your guides. And we have the Curious Cat. The keywords are independence, spontaneity, and balance. And then it says agile hunter, protector, and friend. Summon the mystical magic of natural. Okay. So yes, this is going to be a lot about finding balance within your thoughts. Balance between being cautious and overthinking and just doing too much. here with this mentally, okay? The cat, it does also really symbolize independence here for sure. That's something that's kind of popping out at me here. It's going to be important to be kind of an independent thinker with this and to not let other people get in your head and be like, well, aren't you worried about this or that or the other? And you might have some people doing that, you know, and it's going to be important for you to maintain your mental clarity and independence, I guess you could say, and continue on this journey. I see the word protector keeps coming up, and I feel like you need to know that you are being protected and supported as you start this new endeavor, okay? Pile number 3, your guides are here to put your mind at ease and tell you that everything is fine. It's time to enjoy the journey. This other party they do have your best interest in mind, okay, at heart. All right, there's no need for this. There's no need for this conflict going on, and this internal conflict that you might have too, where you're just not quite sure what to make of this. It's not too good to be true, okay? Pile number 3, it is exactly what it is. It's time to take it at face value, and enjoy this journey, and maintain balance here. You know, maintain balance here with your mind. Don't let it get the best of you, because this is expanding your horizons, you know. So yeah, pile number 3, that is what I have for you here. I want to thank you so much for coming here to this reading. I want to thank your guides for this message for you. And please like, subscribe, comment. It helps the channel so much. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Modern Witch Tarot deck along with this amethyst here. And we are going to take a look and see what advice your guides have for you right now with the situation that you're going through. So what we're going to do first is we're going to pull a few cards from this deck, and we're going to look at what the situation is that they want to give you some advice about. And then we're going to pull a few more cards to see what that advice actually is. I also have a couple of tarot decks over here, some other decks to pull some clarifiers from if we feel like we need those. And then I also have an oracle deck that will pull a couple of cards for you at the very end, just kind of get a final message for you to wrap it all up. So let's go ahead and find out what this situation is that they want to offer some advice to you about. I'm feeling these as well, and this guy too. And then let's go ahead and get, oh, okay, some cards for some advice for you. Yeah, okay. So we'll go and flip these over, but we're gonna read these kind of first for you. All right. Let's look at these. Okay, let's look at the situation here. Maybe move these over for you a little bit. So we have 9 of Wands, the Devil, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and 7 of Wands. Okay. Pile number 4. Let's see here for you. You have been through it. Pile number 4. Very recently. You have been in a situation where you've worked really hard to make something happen. You've really worked hard to free yourself from some sort of situation that was really kind of holding you back, tying you down. And you're in the process of creating some really wonderful things. And I think that you know this. With the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, you're in the process of creating some really wonderful things, but you feel kind of attacked. You feel like you're having to still, like, even though you've made it through this situation, you know, kind of on the other side, or you're coming out on the other side here, kind of freeing yourself from the kind of the shackles of whatever this situation is. You got out of this situation. You're now sitting here looking at these wonderful, this feelings of just fulfillment here. You've got financial fulfillment, like material, like success. We also have emotional fulfillment here, possibly, you know, finding kind of a happy ending here with everything that you've been through, but you still are kind of in this place where you still feel like you're kind of having to work hard though. You're still feeling like you're fighting a battle here with this. And I think that you're tired. You've really been working hard for this. You've really been trying to conquer your demons, I guess you could say, kind of with the Devil card here in this context, in order to make a better life for yourself. And you know that these things are happening. You know that it's coming towards you. You know that it's going to work out, I feel like. But at the same time, you're still kind of having to fight off the haters. That's kind of what comes to mind here with this Seven of Wands. That's just kind of what the first thing that kind of popped up in my head, is that you still feel like you have a ways to go. And what I'm seeing here for you as far as the advice for this situation, pile number 4. First of all, your guides want to congratulate you on the hard work that you have done, okay? You've really expanded your horizons with all of this going on, okay? I do feel like also they want you to know, they want you rather to look past this situation here, because there's something really, really amazing waiting for you on the other side here for you. Pile number 4. And like I said, I feel like you kind of know this. This is what you've been working towards. And I see here is that you're being told, like, yes, you are going to get that. You are going to have that total abundance and fulfillment. Here you will achieve that, but you are being called here to take a bit of a break. You're being called to take a bit of a break and to kind of nourish yourself, okay, spiritually. I feel like, or like deep down internally. I mean, if you're here, you probably do subscribe to some sort of like spirituality, spiritual beliefs here. But it's time for you to stop fighting for a bit, because I think right now you're feeling a bit trapped in your head a little bit. You're feeling maybe a little bit blocked from your intuition here. And I think something that is really going to remedy this for you is to take a step back, maybe see the bigger picture for a minute. Sometimes we get so caught up in a situation, even if we're like working towards something good and honorable, I guess you could say, and really putting in all this work, and we know what we're working for. Sometimes like we can't really see how far we've come. We kind of we know we've come a long way, but we've just been going and going and going and pushing and on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. Like, okay, conquered that goal, what's next? Conquered that goal, what's next? And sometimes when we're constantly looking for, okay, what's next, in order to reach like these ultimate levels of fulfillment, and we're just constantly at it and at it and at it, I think we kind of forget how far we've come. You know, we start to be kind of hard on ourselves a little bit. We start to find ourselves kind of in a situation where we feel a little bit trapped in our own heads, maybe. Maybe feeling a little bit of conflict too, finding ourselves in conflict sometimes just because we're pushing and pushing and pushing. And this card, this Three of Wands, I mean, generally it means expanding your horizons and taking these creative endeavors to new places. And I'm not saying that's not what it means, that it doesn't mean that here, but I'm kind of feeling like in this situation for you, they're really asking you to take a step back, turn around and see how far you've come, because you've come very, very far. Pile number 4, you've put in a lot of hard work. You've come very far, and it's time to maybe slow down a little bit. Kind of look back at where you've come, because you've come such a long way. Because I'm almost getting the feeling here with this card that it's like she's crossed this ocean and she's like turning around to look back. And I know that generally that's not the common context of this card, but that is what I'm feeling for you. Pile number 4, I am feeling that that is kind of the case for you here. And it's really time to just take a step back and nourish yourself, okay? You have, I feel like you've gotten to a point where you can do that a little bit. And if you're not there yet, you will be, okay? Coming up soon, you will be in a spot where you can kind of take a break from constantly fighting here, and feeling trapped, and you can kind of allow yourself to kind of replenish, okay? Pile number 4, kind of replenish your soul, replenish your spirit, I guess. And what I see here is the best way to do that is to do what feels right for you, okay? That's what this High Priestess, I feel like, is saying here, is you know yourself best. You know what would really fill you up, fill your cup back up, because we can't pour from an empty cup. We have to fill our own cup before we can begin filling others, before we can begin even taking steps sometimes towards our next goal. Sometimes we have to take a break from moving and moving and moving on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Take a break, take a knee, drink some water. Take some time to just kind of allow yourself to rest and replenish, because I feel like you've been going through it and you've really come out of on the other side. I kind of come out of this as a fighter. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like maybe that might even be how other people see you. They're like, wow, you know, that person, they are really a fighter, and they are really perfect. They are really out here to fight for the life that they want, fight for what it is that they want. And so I don't know. I feel like I need to say, don't worry about looking weak, or people trying to like take advantage of the fact that you're taking a rest. I feel like that's something that you need to hear. Don't worry about that, okay? It's not weak to take a rest. It's not weak to replenish ourselves. It's not weak to, you know, sometimes we just got to take a break and take a knee and drink some water, and you know, because I feel like you're feeling a little bit trapped right now in your head, because you're trying to do the next thing, do the next thing, do the next thing. It's really important when we're on a journey of self-improvement or betterment. It's really important to stop sometimes and take stock of what's around us, and take a look back and turn around and kind of see where it is that we've come from. You don't have to constantly be a work in progress. Pile number 4. Someone said that to me not that long ago. I heard that from a reader, and that just really resonated. And I feel like in this situation that might really resonate with you as well. You don't have to constantly be a work in progress. Okay, pile number 4, you've come a long way. You have achieved a lot, okay? You are achieving a lot, and you are doing a damn good job at it, okay? It is totally fine with taking a moment to yourself to kind of chill and rest and fill your cup back up so that you can continue to, you know, because I feel like you have other goals that you want to reach, and there's other things that you're going to be, that you're ready to go after. But I think in order to be as successful as possible once you encounter these obstacles, because you will, I feel like you know that. I feel like you're very aware that there are obstacles that you will encounter. We all do on our way to achieving our goals. I feel like you need to be rested up in order to handle these the right way, or else I think you're going to be so tired. You're going to, your mind is going to get the best of you a little bit, and you're going to feel a little bit trapped in your head. You've got to get out of your head a little bit. Touch grass. Take a bit of a rest, allow yourself to kind of replenish and refill your own cup before moving on to the next thing. That is something that I'm really, really seeing for you here. Pile number 4 is that that's the advice that you're being given. Your guides, they see how far that you've come. They see how far you've come. They see all the progress that you've made. They've been supporting you the whole time. I definitely feel that in this reading. But it's going to be important to remember how far you've come. Don't let your mind kind of get the best of you and kind of beat yourself up a little bit or hold you hostage. Like, no, I have to keep going. Like this hustle culture, like this grind culture that has really become very popular. And I'm proud of like the younger generations, because they're kind of dismantling this idea that you have to be, you know, on it 24/7, 365, no rest days, no, you know, no break. We've just got to go. And that's so toxic. It's so bad for you in every single way possible. There's definitely a time for work, and there's definitely a time for rest. And we can't do our best work if we don't allow ourselves to rest and kind of replenish. So I don't feel like there's anything here telling you to stop going after your goals. I think that you're just kind of being told here, you're being advised to allow yourself to kind of take a break for a moment, take stock of where you're at. And sometimes when we get caught up in like this rat race of trying to achieve, sometimes we end up going after things that really aren't in our best interest or ideal for us. And I feel like this is kind of what this is asking you to do too, is it's like, take a look around, see where you're at, see where you've come from, and then move from that, move from this place of just maybe seeing a bit more of the big picture, you could say, here with this. This 8 of Swords is just really popping out to me. I'm gonna get a clarifier for this for you with the 8 of Swords and just kind of find out, what that's about a bit. So we have the 8 of Coins, the 6 of Blades. Let's see, I want to make sure you can see these. And the Ace of Blades. Let's do this instead. Okay. Move these around a bit so that we can better see kind of the correlation here. All right. Okay. 8 of Swords. You've been working really hard to master something here. And it's not that you're not doing it, but it's that you're pushing yourself super, super hard and you're feeling trapped in that. You're burning yourself out. You're burning yourself out. Pile number 4. That's exactly what it is. You're burning yourself out. That's why it's super important to take this break here. You've been trying to master this thing and you're doing it, okay? Don't get me wrong. You're doing it. You're doing a great job. But you are on the fast track to burnout if you do not take a breather, okay? We are seeing here with the 4 of Blades is asking you to take a rest, take a mental break, okay? Maybe disconnect a bit from whatever this is, whatever it is that these goals are that you're really fighting for here. I don't see that you're being told to abandon this endeavor or anything like that, but I am seeing that you are burning yourself out, my friend. And it is time to take a little bit of a resty rest. Okay. You have some really great ideas, and I know that you want to move forward on these. I can like feel just like this anxious, excited, nervous energy. Like you just really, really want to go for it. You're just super excited about it, and you're just ready to conquer the world. And I love that for you, pile number 4. But my goodness, please don't burn yourself out with this, though, because it will happen if you don't create some balance, okay, in your life with this endeavor. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's just like a super clear message here is this is feeling burnt out. You might not be feeling burnt out yet. And if that's the case, if that's where you're at, then, I think there's part of you who you're not feeling burnt out quite yet, but you are working super hard, and you are being advised that if you continue doing what you're doing and you do not replenish yourself and listen to your intuition about when it's time to go for it and fight for it and when it's time to rest, okay, you will find yourself in a situation where you're feeling burnt out. There's another group of you, I feel like, who you are there. You are feeling burnt out. And if you're not fully in that moment, you're like tiptoeing the line, okay? You're feeling really burnt out, you're getting close to it. The way to mitigate this, the way to conserve your energy so that you can keep fighting another day is to rest. Replenish your soul. Do something that makes for yourself that does not necessarily have any sort of tangible outcomes, material outcomes. You don't have to be productive all the time. Pile number 4. And I feel like that's something that you've really been trying to do. And I think, honestly, I mean, you've done a really great job building, working towards these goals here. But by always being on, by always like being ready to go, you're burning yourself out. You're kind of spinning your wheels, and you're actually going to end up being less productive if you don't allow yourself some time to not be productive at all. Okay. So that is something that I'm seeing here, that this, makes a lot of sense here, that's what's going on here. And maybe it's time to examine some of our beliefs and ask ourselves, why do we feel the need to be productive 24/7? Why can't we just allow ourselves to rest? Why can't we just allow ourselves to replenish and do something that just nourishes our mind, body, soul, even if it doesn't provide any sort of tangible productivity type of benefits to you, okay? You don't have to, you can dip your toes in the hustle culture, so to speak, whenever it's right for you. And I feel like that's what this High Priestess card is talking about. Like, listen, no one's saying to stop your hustle. They're just saying that there's a time to hustle and there's a time to chill and to rest and to just relax. It's important. Rest days are important. And maybe it's time to take a rest day. Maybe it's time to kind of build a rest day into your current schedule, if that's something that you feel like you can do. Try to build in some time regularly within your schedule to take some rest. Something that's popping up right here is we have these, like, this is an 8 star right here, but we have these little 7 stars here, okay? It makes me think of the 7 days of the week. I think it's important to pick one day a week where you rest and you just take a little bit of a break, time to yourself. Just sometime during that day, you take time to yourself. You don't have to be on all the time, and it's actually not good for you, and it's burning you out. Pile number 4. And if it's not currently burning you out, it will burn you out. It's a lot. As humans, we're just not meant to do that, okay? We're just not meant to go and go and go and go and go and never rest, okay? Our nervous systems aren't built for that. It's really, really important to allow ourselves to take some time and just relax a little bit. You will actually find yourself being more productive when you do get back at it the next day or whenever, if you allow yourself to take a little bit of a break. Okay, pile number 4. So that's what I'm seeing for you here. Let's get that final oracle card message for you. From the Wild Whiskers Oracle deck. I love this deck so much. I love all the little animals and stuff like that in it. So let's see here. The message for pile number 4. We have the Kind Koala. It says mindfulness, relaxation, self-care. Guys. Okay. Sweet spirit dozing in the trees, remove my tension and let me be free. Yeah, you guys. Self-care, relaxation. That's really the message here. My left ear started ringing. I don't know if that's something that you guys have happen, but my left ear just started ringing. Take care of yourselves. Pile number 4. You deserve it. You've worked really, really hard for where you're at, and you've overcome a lot of crap and that other people just would not be able to be quite honest with you. You really fought for what you have, and I know that you want to keep fighting and keep going after it, but it's going to be really, really important to relax, okay? That is something that I'm seeing here, and that's really what they're talking about here with this Kind Koala. And mindfulness is popping out at me too right now, which makes me feel like I need you guys to know that you need to be mindful of your energy reserves, okay? It may not be the day that you plan to chill, I don't know, what am I trying to say here? Maybe you said, okay, Sunday afternoon, that's my day to chill. I'm just gonna chill during that time and do a little bit of self-care. But then you wake up Saturday and you're like, oh my God, I feel like garbage. I feel like a dumpster fire. I'm exhausted and I just really don't want to do it. And the thing is, I mean, I know that we don't always have control over our schedules and when things have to be done, but I do feel like you're being called here to be mindful of your energy reserves. Don't give away too much of that. Don't empty your cup out all the way. That's kind of the goal overall, is to never empty our cup out all the way, okay? We want to remember to continue filling it. We can't show up as our best every day if we don't give ourselves some time to rest, and to relax a little bit and to take care of ourselves. So that is a big message for you here. Pile number 4, you're doing amazing things. Keep at it. Just don't forget to take a rest and take some time for yourself, okay, my friends? So that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching the video. I have huge thanks to your guides for coming through with this message for you. Please like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel so, so much. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye, pile number 4.